Did you know that preschoolers can catch anywhere between 6 to 8 colds during the winter months? Let's change that. In today's video, I'm going to be going over practical tips to help improve our wellness, ourselves as moms, as well as our preschoolers. I'm going to be sharing some tips to help keep them happy, energized, and healthy during these cold months. When we're talking about boosting our wellness in the winter, we definitely want to start with our physical health, and that is taking supplements and vitamins. There's a daily vitamin like Flintstone Kids that your child can be taking. If your child's a little younger, iron supplements are really important to keep that blood count high and keep them warm. I personally take medical grade multivitamins, and I will put a picture up here of the ones that I take. These are really good at making sure that you're hitting your minimums for your vitamin D and as well as calcium, which is different than vitamin D. Also think about foods that are really good with boosting your immune system. Things like oranges, yogurt, sneaking in spinach into your smoothies. All these are great ways of naturally boosting your immune system and keeping humidifiers in your children's room as well. The dry air can make it really easy for them to get sick, especially if they have asthma or they have allergies that are really prominent in the winter time. That's something else too to incorporate into your daily routine of adding it to their physical health. You want to get moving and stay active. I know that when it snows and when it's really cold, it's easy to hibernate, but kids all year round need to stay active, and this will also force you to be active too. There are so many indoor places, and I will list a few here that are nationwide that you can take your child to, even if for a couple of hours per day, to burn off some energy. The more that they are active, the better it's going to be for them in reducing them and yourself from getting sick. Hydrate. Just because it's the winter time, that doesn't mean you skip out on water. Take a water bottle with you everywhere you go. It doesn't matter if you're just going to the grocery store, going to the mall, or going to a playground. You need to make sure that you have water, not just for you, but for your children as well. Keeping them hydrated is one of the best ways to keep them from getting that dry cough in their throat when they're out in the cold weather. Hydration really will help decrease them from getting sick. If you and your children are just like, I've had too much water, think about foods that also have water in them. Think about drinks that have a lot of high water content. So like hot chocolate, replace the milk with water, or herbal teas. When talking about wellness, we also want to go into the hygiene portion, and washing your hands is crucial. Hand sanitizer is great if you're moving in between spaces very quickly, but you definitely want to make sure that you and your child are washing your hands regularly. Every time you're going to the bathroom, wash your hands. If your child touched something that you're outside, use hand sanitizer, but then when you return home, have them wash their hands. Washing your hands is one of the easiest ways to prevent yourself from getting sick. In order to make sure that you're washing your hands for the minimum amount of time, sing the happy birthday song twice, which is about 20 seconds, and that should get you to where you need to be to thoroughly make sure that your hands are clean. Humidifier. I mentioned this previously, but humidifiers are going to be another great way of keeping down the sickness in your homes. The air is very dry, and if you live in very cold and dry climates, the winter time can wreak havoc if you have asthma, allergies, or any other condition where dry air will live and breathe. I will link in the description box below, as well as put a picture up here of the humidifiers that we use in my son's room, and it's really helped, honestly, to keep him from getting sick even while he's sleeping overnight. Also, getting humidifiers for different parts of your home is a great idea, because you'll know that throughout your home you're combating having dry air. Dry air is the key to your children getting sick, so having it in different parts of your home will help decrease that for them. If you're gonna go outside, make sure you are bundling up properly. It can be tough when you have to go in the car, take their coats off, put their coats back on, gloves, hats, but it's super important to make sure that when you and your children are going outside in cold weather, you are bundled up. Hat, earmuffs, scarf, gloves, really heavy duty coat, boots, long socks, and if you're in really cold areas, putting undergarments or like heat thermals underneath to make sure that your children are staying very warm. to combat that cold air. The winter time is also when a lot of people suffer from seasonal depression. This also affects children too. So the easiest way to supplement that is to make sure you're keeping to your routine. The winter days can be very, very long, but sticking to a winter routine will help your children feel a lot more secure. When things are chaotic, your children can feel out of control. So making sure you're sticking to a normal routine, whether it's a snow day or a school day, will allow them to keep their sanity and mental in check. Plan activities for your kids. When they're home on the weekends or a snow day, it is no excuse to just not get active out the house. Plan books, have a family TV night, make things with them, like they can make lemonade, orange juice, something so that they can feel like their minds are constantly going. But keeping them active and keeping them motivated is another way of keeping their mind at ease and settled. This tip is for you, mom. Make sure to take some time for yourself. Motherhood is completely exhausting. It's overwhelming. It's overstimulating. So throughout the day, make sure you're taking like 10 or 15 minutes to yourself. Even if that means staying up a little late so that you can scroll on your favorite app, make sure you're taking 10-15 minutes per day to yourself. Trust me, this is super important for moms if you've just had a baby, or if you're in the thick of it like I am and you have a preschooler. Taking time for yourself will allow you to feel refreshed, even if it's for those little minutes at a time, because we know that the day can get chaotic, and if we're not taking 10 minutes to drink a tea, scroll on the socials, you can feel like you're out of control. To recap, being mindful about your wellness in the winter time doesn't have to be complicated. Think about wellness in 3 different categories. You want to think about your physical wellness, which includes things like staying hydrated. You want to think about things you can do to prevent illness, so making sure you are bundling up. And then you want to think about it in a mental capacity. What are you doing to ensure that you are taking the necessary mental breaks so you and your children can feel good while you're in a time where the darkness and the cold can be very depressing? Let me know in the comments which of these tips did you find the most helpful. Have you implemented any of these tips regularly through your family currently? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, where I put out videos every week on how us moms can master motherhood. If you're struggling to come up with a viable routine for your preschooler, don't worry. In this video, I've outlined some creative ways of building a routine so that you and your child will stay engaged throughout the year, regardless of what you have going on in your life. I'll see you in this video. Take care.